As we all know from watching the last two games, Ireland have not been at their best in this year's Six Nations, and they will be hungry for a win against the Italians. Now don't get me wrong by the title of this video, I really think Ireland will win, but I think Italy could give them a run for their money. I have been very impressed by Italy in their two matches against the two highest ranking teams in the tournament so far, despite the scorelines. However, if you look at the points difference rather than the score, against France it was 40, which yes is bad, but they're playing against France. And as you well know if you visited my channel before, I believe France are the best team in the world right now. But anyway, against England, they closed that gap to only 23. That is a vast improvement against a team that, according to the world rankings, is number 3 in the world and above France. England are also a team that pride themselves on defence and controlling the game, and yet Italy managed to sneak 2 tries past them. So what I am trying to say here is do not write the Italians off. The defenders of the wooden spoon might just have something up their sleeves. If we compare Ireland and Italy for a minute, both teams like quick ball at the ruck, with both their scrum halves making most of the passes in the tournament so far. Stephen Varney has made 167 compared to Gibson Park's 126 and Conor Murray's 112. Now if you add the two Irishmen together, Ireland have obviously made more, but when you watch Ireland play, there is little or no invention at the moment from their number 9 and indeed their number 10. Whereas Varney and Garbisi have created many opportunities and managed to find gaps in the opposition's defence by mixing up play from drives to deploying the backs and mixing up kicks also. In contrast, Ireland have looked very one-dimensional. Sexton has been ball watching rather than watching the opposition's defensive line and trying to find gaps and moving forward as a leader. Meaning that 9 times out of 10 Ireland go for crash ball and drives, which means they are predictable. Now this could still work against Italy, as Italy's fitness is not the same as Ireland's, so come 60 minutes Ireland might have grinded out a victory. However, Franco Smith has recognised this in his team and has made a different decision to other coaches by putting his lesser experienced forwards on first, and then after half an hour bringing on what would be his first pick in the likes of Fischetti and others. This then means that his team's powerhouse in the form of the forwards can stay fresh and therefore give more opportunities to the backs so that they can lean on their solid forward defence and driving force in attack. Garbisi has an excellent rugby brain and for me is comparable to Finn Russell. The little open-mouthed cocky kid can make questionable decisions at times, much like Russell, but this is because he's willing to take risks in attack to try to get through defences, and so far in the tournament his leadership in attack has been impressive. Also, before the tournament started, I was very excited by one name I saw on the Italian team sheet, and that was the very Italian-sounding Monty Ione. I haven't really heard of this guy before, but Ione is one of those rugby names that sticks out, isn't it? So he went straight into my fantasy team, and boy was I right in putting him there. He's a try scorer, he makes great carries on the wing, and he has the second highest meters made past the inhuman Stuart Hogg with 232 meters made in the tournament so far. These new faces have brought life to the Italian team, and also one very important thing. Confidence. If you notice one thing about Finn Russell and Stuart Hogg when they play, it's that they are full of confidence. But last week, Squidge, another YouTuber, pointed out that towards the end of the game, everyone had heads down and looked deflated. And he was right about this. The confidence had gone from the Scottish team, which is why they lost. If you look at my video on that game, I pointed to the decision to not use Hoggy's big boot in the last 3 minutes of the game as one of the big decisions that lost them the game. If he had the same confidence that he had in the first half as he did in the second half, he would have stepped up and said, I'm going to boot my team to the other side of the field, giving my team great field position to then get a drop goal or a try and win this match. But that didn't happen. They didn't have that same confidence. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is Italy definitely have the confidence to take risks and play the game for fun rather than to win. This means that with an increased fitness, they could be in a position to win games like Scotland have done. You look at the things Garbisi does and how he's genuinely smiling and happy when he does them. You can tell he loves the game and wants to pull off moves to score. And this has filtered through to the rest of the team, I think. Biggie, the captain, for instance, has never looked more comfortable in his game. And as he is a forward, he can lead the forwards, while Kana and Garbisi can organise the backs. It's just a good makeup for a team, really, when they're all full of confidence, willing to take those risks, and willing to back each other in the decisions that they make, so that they can play the best game that they possibly can and not feel bad about themselves when they make those mistakes. In contrast, if you look at the leaders in the Irish team, they are getting on a bit now, and they don't seem to have that same flair that they once had. Sexton just passes the ball for a crash ball now, and then gets injured and complains about it. That's what he brings to the team at the moment. Conor Murray has been very quiet this Six Nations, and he's usually quite a good player. He's not really done anything of note, whereas Gibson Park has made a few meters and made some invention to his play, and he's looked alright, but I mean, not as good as Ali Price or Thomas Williams or anyone like that. Also, while Lowe has a cannon of a boot, much like Stuart Hogg on him, he can make good runs. He lacks somewhat in defence and misses tackles, which could be dangerous coming up against Monte Ione. Keenan has been impressive actually, and his runs have been very good. He's made lots of meters. He could probably find holes in the Italian defence if Garbisi kicks to him rather than kicking for position and to contest. But the main area where I think Ireland will have the upper hand is obviously the forwards. CJ, Healy, Byrne, Furlong, Porter, all these guys have been playing really, really great at the moment and are very strong ball carriers and very good at poaching the ball as well. They will no doubt be able to cope with what Italy throws at them. They will probably be the ones that end up scoring in the game as well. But if Italy can retain possession at the rucks, stop them from poaching the ball, and hold fast in defence, we could probably have a good contest here. I am excited for this matchup, and I really want to see what Italy can do. I believe this is the fixture where they may have their best chance of winning a game in this Six Nations, and I'd really like to see them step up and face the challenge with a big chest and an open mouth. Just wanted to say thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this matchup and who you think is going to win, maybe what the scoreline's going to be, all that sort of raz. Also check out some of my other videos. I've got a couple on there. I've only really just started out making videos on rugby, but give them a watch. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that raz.